Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com. Here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, April 8th through Sunday, April 14th, 2019. For this week's weekly reading, we'll be using the Power Angel Tarot deck by Radley Valentine for the main message for everyone. And your special message card, depending on your stone of choice this week, will be coming from the Crystal Angel deck. So just a little reminder that we are in a new month, this month of April, time of new beginnings. The sun is in Aries. We have a new moon in Aries this month. So be sure to look at the monthly angel card reading for the month of April. That's also on my YouTube channel. Okay, so let's start by taking a look at your stones of choice. So your first stone of choice here is this beautiful chrysocolla. It almost looks like turquoise. It has that same beautiful deep turquoise color, and so chrysocolla, just like turquoise, is going to relate to the throat chakra. And this is about speaking your truth with clarity but yet compassion. So it's all about all kinds of clear communication. So if you're someone who's writing, speaking, teaching, or just needs to relay some sort of truth or message or feel confident about what you're saying, this is going to be the stone of choice for you this week. And then your second stone of choice is beautiful rhodochrosite. Actually, I believe this is rhodonite, excuse me. So, when I first picked it up, I thought rhodochrosite, but rhodochrosite usually has some white inclusions in it. The rhodonite is usually more of a solid pink stone. So either way, it's a heart chakra stone. And with this being a heart chakra stone, this is all about healing old emotions, healing old relationship patterns or relationship dynamics. It's about a sense of self-love, learning to love yourself, nurture yourself. This is also great for relationships. So if there's relationship challenges or things that need to be healed in any kind of a relationship, then perhaps this is your stone of choice this week. And then your third stone of choice is this beautiful moonstone. Now, moonstone does come in some different variations of color. This one is a beautiful cream colored moonstone. The moonstone is going to relate to the sacral chakra. So, this is usually thought of as a stone for women because, again, the name moonstone implies that it relates to the moon. And the moon is all about the divine feminine, our inner intuition and guidance. The sacral chakra deals with our sense of creative self-expression or giving birth, whether it's giving birth to a child or giving birth to a project or giving birth to a new life. And the sacral chakra is also our chakra of passion, not just necessarily feeling passion within a relationship, but this is also feeling passion for life. So again, your stones of choice are the chrysocolla, the rhodonite, and the moonstone. So let's start by taking a look at the astrology for the week. And there's actually quite a bit going on this week, and it's kind of a mixed bag of energies, so to speak. The first important connection between planets happens on Wednesday, the 10th of April. And actually this first aspect on Wednesday occurs very early in the morning Eastern time. So it actually occurs Tuesday night, late Tuesday night Pacific time. So we're going to feel this, especially in the United States. We'll feel this on Tuesday and as we move into Wednesday. And this is Venus connecting with Neptune. This is a very beautiful, loving, nurturing, flowing, artistic, creative, kind of aspect. Very divine feminine energy here of allowing, surrendering, taking in, absorbing. And Venus rules relationships as well as finances. And Neptune is the planet that rules the spiritual realm. And sometimes Neptune is said to be a planet that rules confusion and illusion. But here we have Venus, which is a very positive energy planet, connecting with spiritual Neptune. And so again, this is in the sign of Pisces. And Pisces is all about unconditional love and compassion. And, Venus wants to merge It has that merging principle of wanting to merge their energies with other people, and not necessarily just in a romantic way. It's about, again, this universal concept of love, especially with it being in Pisces. So this has this feeling of connection, connection with other people, friends and family and lovers, and Venus ruling also money and finances. There could be some very magical things occurring around money and finances with that Neptunian aspect. Now, Neptune can also bring in some confusion regarding relationships or money, and we're sometimes tending to wear rose-colored glasses with Venus and Neptune coming together. But still in all, this can be a very beautiful, harmonious, and magical and blessed energy. Now, one of the other aspects that occurs on Wednesday the 10th is the Sun in Aries, and it's challenging Saturn in Capricorn. So you can see that we have this beautiful aspect with Venus and Neptune, but we also have this bit of a challenging aspect with the Sun and Saturn. And Sun in Aries is, very individualistic, and it's about you initiating things and feeling confident and self-assured. It's, Aries is the sign of the self. And here it's challenging Saturn, which is the teacher of lessons, the ruler of karma. It rules limitation and restriction, but it also rules restructuring and manifestation. But because this is a challenging aspect, there might be some sort of challenge with an authority, authority figure, or you owning your own sense of inner authority, because Saturn is, again, that energy of being the authoritarian. He rules the father kind of energy in astrology. So this can be, someone that we look to as an authority, and we're feeling a little bit of a challenge regarding our sense of self-identity versus maybe what this person is asking of us or telling us or communicating to us, etc. Or we may just feel within ourselves a little bit, on a limiting, restrictive side of feeling confident, and self-assured because of that aspect. Also on Wednesday, Jupiter, the planet of good luck and abundance and blessings and prosperity and expansion, as well as the ruler of our belief systems, is at 24 degrees of Sagittarius and turning to retrograde motion. Now, when a planet turns retrograde, it internalizes the energy of that particular planet. So just like when Mercury goes retrograde, it internalizes that idea of communication and our thoughts and our ideas, and and it does express on the outer realm as miscommunication sometimes, and other things that deals with information in a challenging way. Now, with Jupiter ruling our belief systems, it has a little bit of a similar feel. Jupiter also rules the mind, so to speak, but it rules the higher mind. It rules the big picture of who we are, the big picture of where we want to go and what we want to do. And again, because it rules abundance, prosperity, and blessings, when it goes retrograde, it internalizes that energy, and it's not all negative, so to speak. I'm trying to think of another word besides using that word negative. But Jupiter is the great benefic. It's the most beneficial energies of all of the planets if we stay in a state of positivity and believing that anything is possible, and we expand into that idea. So if you're holding a glass half full mentality, and you're believing in where you're going, and believing in yourself, and believing in your future, I feel that when Jupiter goes retrograde, it will, bring forth even more blessings to you personally, because it's internalizing that on a personal level rather than expressing outward on the external environmental level. Okay, and then, also again, Jupiter turning retrograde, we're dealing with our belief system. So if you do have, say, a glass half empty mentality or certain challenging belief systems about things in your life, this is going to be the time over the next few weeks while it's retrograde to work on those, work on your sense of faith and trust and optimism and happiness and joy in life, and, inspirational motivation in life. Those are the things that Jupiter retrograde is going to ask us to work on. Okay, Thursday and Friday, the 11th and the 12th, depending on what part of the world you're in, Mercury is going to be challenging Jupiter. So we just talked about Jupiter. So Jupiter's kind of at a standstill because it's turning retrograde, which is going to intensify the effects of Mercury challenging Jupiter on Thursday, Friday. Now Mercury, not too long ago, went to direct motion as well. So he's not totally moving at the pace that he normally would. He's still moving at a little bit slower rate. So again, this is going to be a more intensified aspect with Mercury square Jupiter. So people's opinions may be blown out of proportion. Things might be exaggerated in communication matters, or even within your own mind. Certain thoughts that you have, certain ways of thinking, again, might be exaggerated or blown out of proportion here. And it is a challenging aspect. So, if we think about things being blown out of proportion, it's not always a negative. But with it being a square or a challenging aspect, you might find that people are speaking things that, and they're kind of exaggerating or blowing things, again, up to a place that it doesn't need to be. So we really want to watch our communications, our thoughts, and again, how we're communicating within ourselves as well as with other people here. Watch your belief systems. Mercury rules the lower mind, so to speak. Jupiter rules the higher mind. So it's all about thoughts, ideas, and belief systems with that. On Saturday the 13th, the Sun is now in a challenging aspect to Pluto. Remember on Wednesday it was in a challenging aspect to Saturn. Now it's in a challenging aspect to Pluto and the South Node. The South Node is a destiny point that brings in the past and past life stuff. Pluto is a planet of death and rebirth, power and control, transformation, regeneration. So, this can be a heavy-duty aspect as well. But I feel like it's allowing us to go through some sort of metamorphosis, some sort of transformation. And it's about empowering ourselves. Again, the Sun is in Aries, the sign of the self. And there may be some power and control issues or energies in certain situations around that day. And it's calling for us to kind of take a stand, to be in our own self-truth and to stand up for what we believe or to stay in a place of confidence. With that. So just be aware that, this is an opportunity for some sort of transformation to occur, but it may be through some sort of challenging circumstance. But then we end the week with the Sun in Aries in a very positive connection to Jupiter in Sagittarius, who again just went retrograde, so its energies are intensified for this week. And this is really positive. So you can see where I said there's kind of some ups and downs and everything going on this week. But the Sun trine Jupiter. Jupiter, again, is the planet of blessings, expansion. And the Sun is this idea of new beginnings and blazing a new trail and, going down a new path and really, again, standing in the sense of your self-truth, so to speak. So this can bring, towards the end of the week, some very positive advancements in some ways towards these new beginnings. Again, especially if you have this power of positive belief behind you and what you're doing. So let's go ahead and take a look at the cards for the week. You can see that there is an abundance of cards here, speaking of abundance. So the first card that came out as 2 cards, and the first one is the Emperor. This is Major Arcana number 4 with Archangel Uriel. And Archangel Uriel rules our belief systems. He rules the mental realm, so to speak. So, I often call on Archangel Uriel to help me heal my belief systems, those old patterns and beliefs that I have. And the Emperor is a card where we're restructuring. Remember how we have the Sun in a challenging aspect to Saturn on Wednesday. And that can definitely be about restructuring, rebuilding, reorganizing your sense of a solid foundation beneath your feet, so to speak. The Emperor can also sometimes, though, be about an authority figure or this idea of control in some way, wanting things to be a certain way. The message at the bottom of the card actually says stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation, and ambitious plans. So I have a feeling we might get more information if we take a look at the next card, but know again that the number 4 here, this is Major Arcana number 4, is about something solid. A box has 4 corners and it sits very steady, on the floor or on the ground. So we're building, again, this sense of stability, security, and we're building on a foundation as we move forward step by step. Again, there's this sense of control or self-control, or this sense of being an authority or working with an authority that goes with this card. But let's see what this card is, and perhaps it will give us more information. So this is the Ace of Gabriel, the Ace of Fire in the traditional tarot, the Ace of Wands. And aces are about new beginnings. And the suit of Gabriel, or fire or wands, is the spiritual realm. So this is a new beginning as far as the spiritual realm. And if you take that with the Emperor being an energy of restructuring or rebuilding something, this is an indication that we're in a kind of a new place or a new beginning in restructuring our lives or our career or our home or projects that we're working on. And the Ace of Gabriel says a gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration, the chance to do something amazing, and a sense of wonder. So you can see this is a very positive card. And, with Jupiter going retrograde, and I said it internalizes the energies, but again, it relates to our belief system. So do you believe in this power of positivity and inspiration and expansion and new beginnings and opportunities? Or do you believe in the glass half empty kind of mentality? So this to me is restructuring also our mind and our belief systems, but we are restructuring, and there's a new beginning here that's happening in a very positive way, if we believe it to be, with new opportunities and a new path or a new way that's coming in. So that is very positive. All right, let's take a look at the next card here. This is the Page of Michael. So it says at the top, truthful, perceptive, analytical, and blunt. Okay, and this is the Page of Swords in the traditional tarot. Now the pages are messengers that speaks of communication or ideas or messages that is coming in, whether, from spirit or from other people. The sword suit, oftentimes this can be, again, from other people. This is the ruler of the mental realm, is that suit of swords or the suit of Michael. So the message at the bottom says an exciting new challenge. And then it says you have whatever it takes to succeed. Review contracts or documents very thoroughly. Now that kind of stands out to me in this particular reading because we have Mercury square Jupiter on Thursday, Friday. And Mercury rules information, communication. It recently went back to direct motion. It's still in Pisces though, so it still can have this confusing kind of air about it. And then of course Jupiter rules the higher mind or higher information, and it just went retrograde. So, I would say definitely this is about making sure that you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's and rereading things and reiterating things when you're in communication with other people to make sure that everyone is on the same page. But there could be, again, this new idea or new thought process that comes in that's very beneficial. And just like that first line says, an exciting new challenge. So it has exciting and challenge in the same sentence here. So you can see that, sometimes the mind, the ruler of Michael or swords is the ruler of the mental realm. So sometimes our ego mind gets caught up in limitations or restrictions or fear or anxiety. So there might be something, a new message, a new idea, a new thought that comes in. Maybe we're a little fearful, maybe we're a little anxious, maybe we're a little confused, but you can see that he's still here flying that kite, and he's got this wonderful, dove or bird here as a messenger next to him, even though there's a bunch of cloudy energy in the background. So this is about, again, holding your mind in a positive space and looking at whatever's going on as a sense of something exciting rather than challenging, or working through the challenge to get to, the positivity of it all. But again, make sure that you're just being careful with communication and information. Okay, and then the last couple of cards here, let's turn over this one. Okay, we have the Three of Gabriel, which is the Three of Wands or the Three of Fire in the traditional tarot. The number 3 is about expansion, just like Jupiter is the planet of expansion. So this is expansion on the spiritual realm, which does sound very positive, and the Three of Gabriel is actually a pretty positive card. It says prosperity arising from wise planning. Time to take the next step. Optimistic plans that turn out as expected. So again, a very positive card. And when I read prosperity arising from wise planning, you know, to me that the sun, as it's challenging Saturn and as it's squaring or challenging Pluto, does call for you to kind of just slow down for a minute, think through things a little bit, and plan wisely what your next step is. Jupiter's retrograde, Mercury just came out of retrograde, so we're not ready to go full steam ahead quite yet, although we're much more there than we have been in the past few weeks. So this is about, again, just kind of expanding your view, expanding your perception, expanding the ideas and thoughts that you're having, and, you know, again, focusing on prosperity and abundance and movement. And this is saying that there is movement. This is saying that, you know, you should expect the blessings to come in, that you should expect your positive plans to unfold. But again, just kind of move kind of very wisely as you're moving forward with this, as you're expanding into it. And then the last card here, okay, is the Empress. And here again we have the number 3, major arcana number 3, the Empress with Archangel Gabriel. And Archangel Gabriel is the messenger angel. Okay, so we have, you know, we have the page here that brings in messages. We have the 3 of Gabriel here that talks about expansion. We have the Empress with Archangel Gabriel ruling it. So there's a lot about messages here and communication and our thoughts coming in. The message at the bottom says, time to act upon your plans. Creativity is rewarded, and luxuries or abundant resources. So you can see that this is a very positive card too. The Empress is about giving birth to something new. She's usually seen as pregnant in the description or the, you know, illustrations of the tarot. So here we have the birth of something new, the birth of a new idea, the birth of a new plan, the birth of a new project. And it's showing that this is moving in a positive direction, that we're moving into a positive space with this. And of course the Empress is all about abundance and prosperity anyway, and blessings coming in, expanding into the positive energy. If I were to sum this up with the 3 of Gabriel, the Ace of Gabriel, you know, the Empress, even with the Page of Michael, I would say to make sure that you keep your mind again in this positive, inspirational, believing, glass half full kind of mentality. And that's going to get you the farthest. That's going to bring you what it is and help you manifest what it is that you desire. So let's look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. So for those of you that chose Chrysocolla, okay, this one obviously just got it popped up. Tiger's Eye, self-confidence through God confidence. And it says, believe in yourself by believing in God working through you. That's a great message, because you can be fearful or anxious and lacking in self-confidence or lacking in, you know, believing in your gifts, your talents, your abilities. But if you're a child of the universe, if you're a part of God's source energy, as we all are, and God's source energy universe is this all-powerful and creative and expanding, you know, abundant kind of energy, then you have to believe in yourself too, because you're a part of that energy. So this is a beautiful message to have. Realize that you're a part of that magical universal energy. And this will help you to regain a sense of inner confidence and belief in yourself as you move forward on the next step on your path. Okay, and then for those of you that chose the Rhodonite, let's give this a little shuffle. Actually, I'm really drawn to this one. So this is Appetite, Progress Not Perfection. It seems like in readings lately I'm getting this card quite a bit for people. Progress Not Perfection. And it says, don't compare yourself to others or judge yourself. Instead, focus upon how for you to come. Okay, let's read this again. Don't compare yourself to others or judge yourself. Instead, focus upon how far you've come and all that you've learned. Okay, so this card is saying that you have to realize that we're on a journey as a soul, and each step on the journey is needed for us to grow and learn and become whole and heal certain old subconscious patterns and past life situations and circumstances. So instead of beating up on yourself or judging yourself for not being good enough or doing something, totally right the first time or the way you would like to see it the first time, I guess is a better way to say it, realize that you're a soul that's learning and growing step by step, inch by inch, as we all are. So just focus on the progress that you've made over the last few weeks, months, years, and focus on the progress that you will be making as you move forward on your path by believing in yourself. Okay, and then for those of you that chose the Moonstone, let's give this a little shuffle. This one's calling my attention, so Moonstone people, Jade and Wellness. And it says the recovery of health and wellness is here. So right away, that could mean that some of you are dealing with some physical symptoms. There's a lot of ascension symptoms that are going on, fever, chills, headache, stomach ache, etc., feeling overtired, not being able to sleep, etc. So this is saying that everything's going to be fine and you're going to come into a sense of physical rebalance here, that wellness and health are coming in. But my angels and guides are also saying this isn't just about the physical. This is about the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual as well. And we are, a multi-dimensional human being. And it's not just about our physical health, but it's about all of the, again, the emotional, mental, and spiritual health as well. And so maybe you've been going through some challenges on a spiritual level. Maybe you've been struggling with some emotions or some belief systems on the mental level. This is saying that health and well-being and balance are going to be coming back, are coming back. And, Archangel Raphael with that emerald green light, this is jade, which is green. So, Archangel Raphael comes in. Surround yourself with that green light. You can use jade if you have a piece of jade, but you can just as well just visualize the color of that emerald green light around you, around your heart chakra if you're dealing with emotional imbalance. So whatever it is, know that you're being lifted up here, like the wings on this staff. You're being lifted up to a higher vibrational level on all energetic bodies, basically, and you'll come back into a state of balance and well-being. So I hope you've liked this weekly angel card reading. Thank you all so much for your support, for your love, for your light, your comments, for subscribing to the channel, sharing the channel. And again, I send you many, many angel blessings until we meet again.